Hey guys, and welcome back to one more session. So in this we'll be learning how to extrude a floor plan without using any extensions. So let's get started. So first you'll need to on the view. So I'll click on the top ribbon, right click and enable views. So what views does is we want a top view to draw the floor plan. So then you have to come to default tray, click on styles, and in this click on edit. So we won't be needing background as gray, so we'll be keeping it to white. So it will be more clear and visible the lines whichever we draw. Then we'll untick sky. So once this is done, so you can see you have plain pure white viewport. So this man also is not necessary. We will erase this as well. So once this is done, click on the top view. So we have the reference image. So I'll be adding this reference image on the right side of the default tray. So if you want to practice, or you can also take a screenshot of it. Okay, let's get started. So here we have one hall, kitchen, bedroom. So this I'm taking for a reference, a 1 BHK room. So rest if you're doing 2 or 3 BHK, the process is same. So first we have hall, the living room, which is 16 by 11, and we have a bathroom attached near the hall, which is 7 by 3. Then we have a kitchen of 8 by 8 and a bedroom of 11 by 8. So let's not get in depth why the rooms are small. For example, the bedroom or the toilet is in the hall section. So these things I'll be sharing with you in detail in further sessions. So let's get started. So first to draw the hall 11 16 by 11. So before that we have to need to see our units are set. So just let me draw and see in the length. Yes, the units are in feet. So if you don't know how to set units, check on our tutorial on the eye icon or in the description. So here we'll be coming on Windows, model info. Then here in model info section you have units. So you can keep it into architectural or engineer mode. So I'm keeping in architectural. So it is in inches now. So this I'll be keeping it to 0 because I'll be taking all round figure itself. Okay. So now let's get started with the floor plan. So I'm going to use the pencil tool. So first we'll be drawing the hall section, which is the living room. So we have 16 by 11, which is 16 is horizontal and 11 is vertical. So I'm just going to draw a line of 16 feet. Then I'm going to draw 11 feet. Similarly for this, 16 feet and 11 feet. So now you can see here, now my floor of the living room is completed. Now to extrude the wall, so you can see, the thickness of the wall over here is 9 inches, and this we can consider as 4 or 6 inches as well. So now to draw this thickness of the wall, you have two ways. One, we can just use guidelines, draw a 9-inch wall and then hover above, or you can use the offset tool, which is quick and easier. So I'm just going to click inside and drag it out and just type 9 for 9 inches and just enter. You can see the four side walls have been done. So now what we are going to do is, this is a second method to by using a follow tool. So now we are going to draw the kitchen area. So for kitchen area it is 8 by 8. So I'm going to use hand tool to move it. So 8 by 8. So now we have to leave this wall and start from here. So it is 8 feet. 8 feet. You can also draw the bedroom as well. So that will be again you have to leave a 9-inch wall from here. And then comes the bedroom 11 by 8. I'm just going to draw 11 feet. Sorry. Just I'm going to draw 11 feet. And 8 feet. So you can see 8 feet is drawn. Then we have a bathroom as well. So I'm just going to stretch this line out over here straight. And you can see our bathroom is 7 by 3 and we have already received 3 feet over here. So I'm just going to click it over here. So now I'm just going to draw the remaining wall. So once I'm drawn here, this one 9. So here again 9. Here again. So we'll be cutting it off from here. So this, ensure that these lines are erased. You need the path to be clean. So if this cuts are over here or the lines over here, when you extrude, you'll need to extrude this wall separately and this wall separately. So we want extrude once only everything. So I'm going to erase this as well. So now I had entered over here. So this is 8 feet. The kitchen is 8 by 8 as we remembered. So 8 feet. So I have a line over here. So I'm just going to touch it over here and one more over here. So I'm going to erase this extra line, guideline as well. So let's just extrude this touch. So let's just extend these lines because as per the floor plan, this is a single room. This line we're going to erase. So our living room, bathroom, which is a common toilet, is 7 feet. So I'm just going to draw guidelines of 7 feet. So I'm going to just draw a line over here and over here as well. And then offset of 6 inch because the bathrooms usually have a 4 inch or a 6 inch wall, which will help you to save the space. Similarly, we'll be doing over here. So what we have to do now is corrections. So I'm going to draw this line over here, this till here, and connect this. I'm going to erase this extra line from outside, this as well. Okay. So these lines none. So now we can see our walls are ready and the floor is ready. So now we need to add windows and doors. So if you see in the image, we have one main door. MD, the full form is main door. W stands for window. So usually there'll be labeling. If there are different size of windows in the floor plan, they'll be labeling as W1, W2, W3. So in details we'll be learning on later on. And here the doors are mentioned as in letter D. Similarly, for if there are different, now for example, the main door has a different size, bedroom door has a different size, and the bathroom doors has different size. So sometimes what happens, the main door usually has a different size. It's always bigger in size of all the rooms. So these doors may come as a similar size as well. So we have one window over here, one window in the bedroom, and one window in the living room hall, and one window over here, and one ventilation. V means ventilation. So one ventilation in the bathroom. So there is one more now. a question where there's a mistake in this floor plan. So we have just taken it from the internet to show you how to extrude the wall. Always there should be a two windows, might be in any rooms, because there is always a cross ventilation required in the room, the air to come out and pass out. So these all details we'll be learning in later on stage. So let's just draw these windows. We have one kitchen window, one bedroom window, one window over here, one window we need to place in the living room, and one ventilation in the toilet area. So let's come back to the 3D modeling software. So we have one ventilation over here. So you need to know the ventilation sizes. So we'll be learning in AutoCAD series in depth. So I'm just going to put 1 feet ventilation, or you can put 2 feet ventilation also. So I'm just going to put over here a 2 feet ventilation guideline. So I'm just going to draw an outline line. So later on we'll be extruding out and cutting off those holes. So then we had one window over here. So what we'll do is we'll just leave a 6-inch gap from both the sides, since they have not mentioned the window size. So one window over here. So if you see, the window comes around 2 feet 6 inch, which is correct. And we had a main entrance door over here. So I'm going to just leave a 6 inch, and I'm just going to put a 4 feet entrance door. Then we had a window over in the kitchen. So kitchen, usually the windows are placed as after uh, the floor plan is done, but a lot of factors also matter, like furniture layouts also matter, where the hob chimney is coming and where the window should be placed, which is not done in this scenario. So I'm just going to put here a 3 feet 6 inch window, and similarly a door is required for the kitchen area. So I'm just going to leave from here 2 feet to 3 feet, because if a slab comes in a L shape, you need at least a 2 feet depth kitchen countertop. So let's avoid those mistakes where it is done in this floor plan. So then we can add a door that will be around 3 feet 6 inch. So I want to add a door. Let's add a door. I want to add 3 feet 6 inch, and also a window and a door for the bathroom as well. So using these guidelines, what happens, we'll get to measure the proper dimension, and helps you to easily draw without even spoiling your model. Because usually if we start drawing in rectangles or any other method, there'll be a lot of lines drawn, which may later on lead you to do a lot of corrections. Using guidelines, you can just erase them from outside and they will just go off. So once everything is done, so we're not going to put that indication of a window like a straight line, because we'll need to then re-erase everything when we're extruding. So let's just remember, we have your window here, one in the kitchen, and one in the living room, and one more somewhere here. We can just add one more window as per the floor plan. So once all these are done, to extrude, what we have to do is, first step, we have to delete the floor which are present in the rooms, because we'll be creating a separate floor for the model, because we need to group different, like the walls separately, floor separately, and the ceiling separately, so we can later on model easily inside the rooms. So I'm just going to click on the floors, and you can see one layer highlighted with this perforated dots. You can just hit the delete button. So you can see now it is a see-through. So we need to do same thing for other rooms as well. I'm just going to hold control and just select, so I can delete everything once. So once this is done, so what we'll be doing is we need to create a layer. So we need to put on different layers, which it is mentioned here as tags. So in tags, what we'll be doing is we'll just create one. So in tag, we'll just create a new tag and rename it into walls. Similarly, we create one more tag as floor. Similarly, one more as ceiling. So now to extrude this, what we could do is this come into perspective view, select push pull tool. So once we have, when we can hover on these walls, you can see these are highlighted now. So you can observe very carefully now. See, once I'm just going to extrude this wall, we can see why only the other sections are not extruding, because there is a line markings over here which are avoiding it to connect with the other surfaces. So that is not an issue as of now. What we'll be doing is we'll just click on them, just pull it up. Don't again click anywhere, just enter 10 feet the wall height, or if you're drawing or if you have taken the measurement from the site, enter the site which wall height you have taken from the site visit. So I'm just going to enter 10 feet. Now if you see, I've entered 10 feet wall, and the wall has extended to 10 feet. You can see in the length in the bottom bar, you can see it is showing here as 10 feet. Now if you see, now rest of the wall also I need to extrude. We need to just pull again and enter the value again. Just hover above the line and just double click on them. Now you can see this is also extruded to 10 feet. Now, how that has happened, because the push pull tool always remembers the last input which is given to it. So similarly, we're going to do other walls as well. So this will be a door which we will need to later on open it. So I'm going to just extrude the wall, not the windows, because we'll need to create a sill also for it. So now when these are done, so now to extrude the windows, now we all know that lintel height is 7 feet and the sill, it depends on the window height. So I'm just going to add 3 feet 6 inch as sill level, because it is most common in all the houses where you go to take measurements or design. And depending on the designs on what the engineer or the architects have built, the window size will vary, but the lintel level remains the same. Only the sill level will increase or decrease as per the window designs which they have done. So I'm just going to add everywhere same. So why I'm adding these guidelines, I'll just show you, which will help you to easily do windows and doors also. So I'm just going to add 7 feet and the sill for the windows wherever the windows and doors are present. So once now the guidelines are done, so you can see this is a window now. So I'm just going to click on the surface of the sill which we need to extrude. Use push pull tool, pull it up and just touch it to the guideline of the sill level and click on the mouse button and it is done. Similarly here, we're just going to add the lintel. Use pencil tool, click on the sill guideline, just draw a line, click on the surface. Now you can see you have two surfaces over here, one here, one here. The sill surface, we are going to touch it to the other wall. Similarly, we'll be doing for the all the doors and windows. So now you can see here, we have already raised the wall over here on the window section, but we don't have now sill or the lintel wall like opened over here. So what you can do in this scenario is, since we have already put a guideline, you can draw a line from here to here and line here to here. So it makes a separate box. So just click on it, use push pull tool and just touch it on the other wall. So sometimes this happens. Sometime it opens. So what you can do is just select the surface and hit the delete button. So a window is ready over there. Similarly, we have windows here. So I'm just going to draw everything. Now coming on to the ventilation. So we have the sill line over here, and I'm just going to add 2 feet down as well. Or you can just add as 1 feet or 1 feet 6. And I'm going to extrude. Similarly for the main door, I'm just going to add this sill because we need a door. Now door also we have extruded, so going to use the same procedure to open it. Now you can see I've just pushed it and touched the other side of the wall, and this has been opened. So in this case we had to click on the surface and delete it. So sometime it happens. So if in that case you have to just click and delete the surface if it doesn't open while you're pushing and touching on the other side of the wall. So I'm just going to add a sandpit over here. So we need a bathroom door. So this is how we draw a floor plan. So once you have drawn everything, like the windows, door, and everything is done, so you can just erase the guidelines. So once the guidelines are erased, you can see here the lines are visible. So even those lines need to be erased. So I'm going to just erase. So we need to have a clean surface like this. Now, why is that? Because once you start adding textures or you want to render later on, those lines also may be visible in your render outputs. So to avoid that, and it may look very shabby if these lines appear in your renders or while adding texture. So let's have a realistic look how exactly the site looks like and our 3D model also looks like. It should be the exact replica of it. So this is how you draw. So I'm just going to erase all these extra lines. Make sure it is clean and neat. Okay. So over here also. So now once everything is done, what we'll have to do is we need to group this. Group the whole extruded model. So you will be working on tags, which are also known as layers. So if you don't know what are layers, you can just check on the I button. You'll get the layers tutorial, and the link will be in the description also. So you can see here now this is hollow. What we can do is we can just join this. So usually once if you click or join a box, everything joins. So we'll just open this, and yeah, this down doesn't matter if these lines are there visible. Once your floor plan is extruded and ready, just click on the floor plan, click it 3 times continuously. So unless and until it highlights the whole thing, and then right click and let's make it a group. So I'm just going to add it to the wall section. So I'm just going to go entity, click on it. You can see here in tag, I'm just going to place it to walls. Now similarly we'll be doing the floor. I'm just going to click from one side to another. I'm just going to give a random 4 inch, which is sufficient for me. So similarly I'm going to group it. Same way I'm entity, I'm going to change it to floor, and I'm just going to copy this by using control and move button. So you have to you have to come on to move tool, use control, click on it and just extrude out. So you can see my ceiling and the floor is ready. So this will just add it to ceiling. So now if I hide my ceiling in tags, the ceiling gets hidden, the walls get hidden, the floor gets hidden. So you can just add texture and keep for the floor. I'm just going to add a random texture. I'm going to go for materials. I'm going to go for flooring. So let me just find boarding, or we can just go on for tile for time being. I'm just going to add texture so just visible for us. And for the rest, I'm just going to add pure white. Sometimes this which we are looking at may not be white, so I'm just I've added white. So this is how you extrude a floor plan without using any extensions. So hope you like this session. So the rest windows and doors will be adding in the next session. So I'll be teaching you how to import doors and windows from SketchUp warehouse. So you can save a lot of time in spite of drawing windows and doors. So hope you liked this session and was an informative one. So do share it to your civil and interior designers or civil engineers who